Accept no one's definition of your life. Define yourself. I'm sure you're wondering why I'm quoting Robert Frost on a Tuesday evening. Well, for a couple of reasons. The first one being he's a very quotable man, and you can quote me on that. The second being it's a very valid point. Throughout life, society puts pressure on us for what's normal and what we should strive for. For most of us, that starts when we're children. And that's what I'm here to talk about, my childhood dreams and how they defined me. So now let's uncover my past and discover some things you didn't know about me and maybe yourself. First, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. I know it's not a full house, but they say three's a crowd. Today, I want to discuss that even though I didn't have a lot of dreams, they all had a very similar underlying point. The first dream I had as a child was to become a famous singer. I wanted to be rich enough to buy a mansion, but the reason why may surprise you. The second dream I had was to graduate college, and the final dream I had was to become a comedian. That came when I was a bit older. I know you're probably wondering, what do all of those things have in common? Well, let's start with my first dream and work our way down. So as I mentioned, I wanted to be a famous musician. I wanted to be rich enough to have my own mansion. However, the mansion that I wanted to have was so that I could house poor families and help them get back on their feet. Music is something that I've always loved, and whenever I was in third grade, when they would ask us to draw what we wanted in the future, I would always draw a big house with families in it. I wanted to have enough money to help the less fortunate. The next childhood dream I had was graduating college. I wanted a degree in psychology so I could help abandoned and abused children and adults that needed rehabilitation. Children have always had a soft spot in my heart, and even though I don't want any, I, much like Holden Caulfield, want to protect their innocence. I'm sure you're seeing the underlying pattern here. Let's move to the third to see if I can stick the landing. The third and final dream I had came in my early teenage years. I wanted to be a comedian. Laughing has always been a source of joy for me, and there's few things that bring me more joy than seeing a smile on someone else's face, whether it's just me being silly or witty one-liners. I wanted to bring joy into others' lives. What's that? Another childhood dream where my focus is to help people? You're such a well-listened audience member. Suffice to say, I just wanted to help others. I wanted to bring joy and safe places to those in need. I had one dream. It was shape-shifting into 3 different ideas. To become famous enough to help those in need, to graduate college to help emotionally abused children, and to become a comedian to spread joy across the face of those that may not have otherwise smiled that day. Yes, most of these wouldn't be considered your normal childhood dreams, I'm aware, probably why I didn't have a lot of friends. Saying, I want to have enough money to let other families live in my house doesn't scream, play with me while we're in the sandbox. However, much to my original quote by Mr. Frost, society always tries to mold you into normal. Fortunately for me, probably less fortunately for some of the people that have met me, I haven't always been as easily moldable. Along the way, there's been a lot of hindrances that have prevented me from doing the things that I was dreaming of, but I've always tried to keep going. Currently, I am in college, enrolled for my degree in psychology. More recently, my boyfriend and I have started building a set list so we can perform some jams when there isn't a global pandemic. As for being a comedian, I'm so introverted sometimes I don't even talk to myself. However, my boyfriend is a comedian and we've been dating for a while, so what's mine is his, right? Maybe it's not exactly what I dreamed up when I was 5, but there's something to sticking with what will bring you joy. Thank you.